on in.
All
right,
game 3.
indeed. Game 3, best of 2, X3 and YOLOK. Let's have a look at the X3 lineup here as they spawn into the top half of Northern Waters. Fielding a 4 destroyer lineup, starting here on the right with Orbital's Harugamo. Definitely running the unique upgrade for all the smoke he can manage, and gun reload, not gun range. Desu Moins' Ragnar, probably going to pair up with one of these smoke destroyers. We'll have to see. Dried Up Leaf's Daring, gun build, RPF, not surprising. Oinkage's Yang, yep, radar build, no superintendent, all the torpedo skills he can pack into that hull. The 3 cruisers behind them, that is Galaxy's Salem, Outnumbered, Concealment, and Gun Reload. Maple's Des Moines, Legendary Upgrade, Top Grade Gunner, and Concealment. Mongoloid's Moskva, Unique Upgrade, and Top Grade Gunner. 2 battleships, a Kurfürst Zath, Paul von Lettow, not really banking on the secondaries, no secondary skills whatsoever.
Good.
Definitely more of a survivability build and main battery accuracy. And then Lude Montana going for, again, survivability, concealment, and that, of course, that amazing American artillery plotting mod too. What do you got at the bottom end of the map, Zath?
Worthy of note, on EU, we saw a game with Preußen, also full normal battleship build. Did quite well for himself. All right, so YOLOK posing to the south, wanting to knock X3 down into the losers bracket. Let's take a look. We got Shimakaze, that's Special K, and 12-kilometer torps running torp build, other than not running unique upgrade. Very interesting there. Behind him, heading towards Alpha, is AA defense expert in Napoli with range build. I am Anthrax in the Vermont with quick scope sniper build. Shadow Wolf in the Moskva going to, I guess, a traditional Moskva point, although usually on this map, that's usually more on the Gulf 6 island. He's got unique upgrade. Narcomebas Ragnar is set in the assassination position. That's where they like to go to whack up whatever's on the other side of the B island. There is none this time. A really moist STI is in Z42, getting in the B cap, holding his hydro notably because
there's nobody there.
No point popping it.
No
There's
need.
nobody here.
Nobody here.
Heading over towards the C cap is Delta 802's Vermont, also in a sniper spec, although this is not quick scope. Julio El Guapo leading the pack in a COTS build gearing. Behind him is Hanger in a range build Des Moines. And we have some contact in the middle. Adriel is in trouble in the Daring already. Woo, look at all those shells.
Well, you talked about the assassination position of Narco. That's working out for them right now. Narco taking some damage, but remember, Ragnar's got to heal. He'll be able to recover some of that. More shells falling in on Leaf. He's all well below half, down to about a third of his max HP. More shells continuing to fall up there as the Ragnar radar continues to have him lit.
Yep, STI is getting some shots in, but look at the conga line torps on him. Look at these conga line torps. 2 of them hit.
Wow.
Whoa. Imagine taking torpedoes
in a hydro destroyer. Imagine.
Hey, look, there's the hydro.
Huh. Feels like maybe that was a miss, Zath.
Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Ouch. Ouch, ouch.
It's hard to say who came off worse in that engagement.
Up until that point, YOLOK was doing really well. Reminder, Petropavlovsk banned by YOLOK, and X3 chose not to ban anybody.
Yep, so we just put Petro in for both because it was simpler. Yep, definitely an early mistake there from Moist Z42 is going to leave him vulnerable in the middle of the board. But for the moment, YOLOK the only team taking up points here 4 minutes in.
Yeah, they're going to have to find a way to get that 42 out of the B cap. He can't just sit there.
No, he can't sit there because, I mean, that's just kind of, you know where he is. Why would you sit there forever?
Right?
The trick is that's one of the safest places on the board for him. Where do you leave him?
Back on the 910 line, Julio El Guapo. Desync is a thing, guys. Barely dodging a torpedo. Getting out of radar, too. That man needs to buy a lottery ticket.
Managing to escape it with all of his health, Zath. Not a single point of HP lost right there.
Yeah. Go buy a lottery ticket, dude. Seriously. Jeez. Insane.
Well, the Ragnar of Desu working the top of A with his radar up. Can clearly see there are no destroyers in the vicinity. But, of course, he was lit because Shimakaze outspots him. That's Special K. K working the bottom of the cap.
Moist is on radar. Took a big hit
Whoa,
there from the
yeah.
Kerr now under 3K.
Yep.
Don't worry, he's got adrenaline rush.
They knew they had to get him out of there, and so they did.
Yep. Interestingly enough, Special K is now going to go into the A cap.
I
You
like
just
this
mentioned
play.
how that Ragnar used the radar,
Yeah,
so
I love this play. I love this play. He's spotting the Ragnar on the surface, and the Ragnar is now helpless to do anything about it. As the Shimakaze torpedoes come in, Zath, is Ragnar going to take one?
Nah. The irony is that K pushing into the cap and then pushing him with spotting forced Desimoines to back off.
Yes.
Blind shells coming in from
Oh,
the
they
Montana,
get a reset.
and they
Montana
do get a hit.
Monty gets a blind reset there.
That's the joy of radio location, pointing to the bottom of the cap and saying, well, that's probably where he's going to be.
Indeed. Already
Well,
100.
STI is in the backfield now.
Yeah.
He's gotten out.
Already 140-point lead for YOLOK. They're going to start expanding that in a minute as they grab the A cap. Shadow Wolf's Moskva rotating over there in the open. They can see him. They know he's there. Looks like he's going to settle up here to this island in about F3, which is not atypical, and use his radar to cover both A and B. So if you're X3, you almost realize like you have to get rid of this Moskva, I think. That radar, that defensive radar enabling you to stay on those caps is a huge problem you have to solve.
Yeah, but I think YOLOK's problem that they have to solve is they don't really have a destroyer to put in between that Moskva and all the hate. Right?
No,
for troping things, spotting, whatever.
They kind of don't. They don't have anybody they can risk. They would have to rotate Julio,
Marco?
who has I was going to say Julio, who has taken some damage now back over there. You'd have to have him available for the smoke, right? You could bring him all the way back to mid. Yes, it's a long way. Leave Ragnar over here at C. He might be able to contest, might be able to make a bit of a nuisance of himself because Leaf is going to get back onto B eventually. He's already trying for it. And Desu's hanging out around A as well. I honestly have to believe that there's going to come a point where one of these Shimakaze torpedoes is going to catch Desu.
Yep.
K doing a great job of staggering them.
His torpedo launcher is doing a terrible job of spreading them.
It is, but the bottom line is as they come in every, 30 to 40 seconds, Desu has to move. Here comes another wave. Now I have to react, right? And K able to bump him right at 7.5-ish kilometers, 7.8 or so, makes him move because the Napoli shells come in. So go ahead.
One thing about K is he's extremely methodical when it
Very.
comes to numbers, keeping track of things. Hanger is quite low on the, 9 line? Yeah, 9 line. Running away from a Destino, must have gotten caught on radar.
They can't see him right now, but it's not doing him any good. He's still burning in here. His next heal is 65 seconds away.
There's a mod in Aslanes, I don't know if it's in the mod station, that puts timers, a stopwatch, up there. And K, when he gets radared, when that radar goes down, he'll plop that stopwatch. He'll start it, and he knows exactly how long till the next radar. He does that for torpedo salvos because he knows exactly how long the next torpedo salvo is going to come. Man's a genius.
What's interesting, Zath, of course, YOLOK has set up, and they basically have rock solid control of the A cap. I'm just looking at X3. They seem very flummoxed as to how to get back in here. Yeah. So instead, they've rotated almost everybody available over here to kind of deal with these 3 to 4 ships, this big rumble around the islands at sea. They've left the B cap open, and I'm really surprised that Leaf is not making more of an effort to get back in there. He just got radared by the Moskva, I think, so he backed off. So he may try again in a minute, but it's a 300-point lead for YOLOK now here. So, I mean, if you're X3, you've got to find a way to get a kill or make something happen. But man, is YOLOK kind of hanging on by their fingernails here with a couple of ships?
Yeah, Hanger's healing.
Big Vermont salvo goes in on Orbital Banana Sarugamo.
I just happened to catch that at the very end there. Banana's like, well, guess I'm going to back up now.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to pull back now, kids.
But deep water's coming in towards Delta.
Yeah, I'm seeing those. He's not really moving. The deep waters should miss. However, it's air that's the problem. The Z Hydro is up. They can see these torpedoes coming. 300.
Yeah, Hangar turned back north. I'm confused as to why, but okay.
320 points in climbing is Galaxy Salem now pushing down the 1 line, trying to exert a little more control over at the A cap. X3, I think, realizing they're going to have to try to find a way to get in here at some point. K just barely staying ahead of that radar line. Kind of
As he does.
just falling underneath it right there. He's literally right at the edge of it. Galaxy does pop it. They do catch a glimpse of K right as he edges out of the radar. With his speed boost up, he's literally 50, 60 meters ahead of this thing as his torpedoes go in on Galaxy.
Yep. And he turns again. He wants to get another rack out. This could be dangerous, although he does hit Galaxy with the torpedo, forcing the DCP.
Galaxy doesn't cut the throttle, doesn't make the turn in time, as finally, at long last, Dried Leaf does bag the B cap.
Ooh. Vermont salvo on Galaxy.
Yeah.
Anthrax.
Yeah.
Big hit.
But we're at a point now where YOLO has built such a points lead that they've got some time to play here. I'm a little surprised to see K taking this punishment. The Salem radar has so much longer to run than I think he realizes.
Maybe he doesn't think Galaxy's got the radar duration extension.
I don't know. Radar finally expiring now. Shells coming in on Desu. Ragnar back to B. Narco's going to flip that back. Still a 300-point lead for YOLOK. They get some shots. There we go. Mosfer radar coming up to get shots on Narco. Push him off the cap as best they can. Some blind fire going in on Leafs. Finds the mark.
Narco should be fine. He's got 2 more heals up.
Well, Desu's Ragnar just ending his last heal. So those 15,000 points that he has, that's all he's got left.
It.
Very, very tight game.
Yep. Notably, Desu only has 1 radar. He gets detected. He pops his I win button.
Ooh, this could be bad for K. 1,700 and falling. He does.
They get him. Yeah, bit of a mistake when he sat there and took all that damage for no reason.
2 big kills from X3. They're on all the caps now at some point. So now YOLO fighting from 2 ships down. They're going to have to bag a kill and get back into a cap somewhere to make something happen here.
Yeah, Delta's going to take a deep water torpedo, as well as if they need more
more damage to recover.
Where they're at. Yeah.
They are going to grab the Kerr first, Seth. It's going to happen right here.
Yep, Hydro's up, but it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Oh, the Revenge of Special K.
Yep.
That is a huge kill because it leaves them in control of the A cap as they bag the Kerr first as well.
Yep, exactly.
Interesting.
Napoli, I think...
I don't like this anymore. I think it was necessary a minute ago, but not now.
Napoli stops. Good. He needs to stop shooting.
Nope.
He shot again.
Yeah.
He needs to stop shooting and smoke. But he probably figures, okay, Galaxy's just going to radar him.
If he does smoke, yes, the radar will just come up and it'll be a thing.
Right. But what I'm saying is it's like he's maybe playing the opponent's game too and saying, well, that's what's going to happen. Vermont goes down. Delta, that's unfortunate.
Ooh, that's a big loss. They needed him on that flank. They brought all those ships.
The points.
Well, they brought all of those ships over here to try and stop this 10-line push and still weren't able to do it, Zap. All 3 YOLO destroyers now hanging around mid, and they still don't own the B cap.
Feels kind of weird.
Very much so. AA Expert trying to win a duel with a Montana, but man, does he have a long way to go.
Yeah, he did get a torpedo on Loot Boy.
He did. He did indeed, as the SAP secondaries continue to do good work over there. But the problem is, there we go. I was saying they're about to have no caps. They step onto B. That draws out Mongoloid's radar. But both of those destroyers are fairly healthy. Who do you shoot at, Manga?
Yep.
Narco, I think, might be going deep to try to hunt down the Daring. Nope, he's turning. Like it. Maybe? Hard to say. I think some of the game's going to come down to what happens between the Napoli and the Montana, Zath. And right now, it doesn't look like the Napoli is going to win this.
No. There are Vermont cells coming in. They do kind of score some hits, but not enough.
Vermont's trying. A 10-point lead for BSSE. Sorry, for X3 and growing here. 5 minutes to play in game 3. Ooh, they catch the daring on radar. They need this kill. Can they land enough shells? Not right now. Oop, couple latecomers there, but not enough. Leaf escapes out of heals. Oh, he's got plenty of smokes left.
Yeah.
Now the Moskva making the turn. Gonna try and impact this fight between Lewd Boy and a defense expert over here on the 1 line.
There goes the Napoli.
Oh, that was unfortunate. They couldn't afford to lose him.
No.
90 seconds now on the timer for YOLOK. They played such a tight game, Zath, with a couple. You almost feel like the mistake chain goes all the way back to those early torpedoes that the Zed took in the B cap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like without that, I mean, the Zed's still alive, but he's basically been a non-factor in the game ever since. And man, could they have used those guns somewhere?
Yep, Mongoloid getting a really nice broadside into the Moskva. There was a dream that was Rome, Raptor.
Yep. Yep.
2 major mistakes, right? The one, of course, was that Z42. Unbelievable conga line torpedoes from that.
Really,
area.
really well executed. And I'm with
Absolutely.
you. You go back and I feel like Special K kind of hanging in that Salem radar a little too long, giving up a little too much HP. I think that came back to bite him in the ass.
Absolutely, it did. So with that, YOLOK can try again in the losers bracket.
But this game goes to X3.
That's right. Well, I did get a death pick. All is well in the world, Raptor.
Some traditions just must be maintained, Zath. Some traditions must be maintained.
Absolutely.
Well, it's a 2-1 win for X3. They will stay in the winner's bracket. Congratulations to them.
Yeah, they get to print more money.
Hopefully. I mean, that's what their logo is. Just them with the little money printer doing their thing, right? So.
Well, exactly. Yeah.